Thank you for doing what you're doing and getting up here and using your platform, being so sexy and classy.
Stop.
Oh, not the shoulder. I love it. I love it. Pull that shoulder over a little bit more.
What?
My name is Terrence Terrell, and one thing that I love most about who I am in this world, a vessel for hope. Yeah. I feel like with the books and everything I'm doing, it's just when I was a kid, I didn't see anybody that looked like me doing a lot of the things that I've been blessed. Yeah, so it's like when kids see it, when I go anywhere I go, they're just really excited just because I'm standing in that space. And even the brothers, they be like, make sure when you on set, make sure your hair is right because they let you keep your beard and make sure them waves is right. So yeah, I just a vessel of hope.
I love that, vessel of hope.
Yeah.
And then besides your name though, who are you?
Oh, who am I? I would say I am a royal being. Yeah, and I feel like we all have that thing, but we shy away from it. But when you step into your power, when I speak of royalty, I mean like stepping into your power, knowing who you are. By that time, you got your head up high. Nobody can knock you down because as long as you like you, the rest of them, who cares, right?
Listen, well, how did you get you like you?
I love me now.
Well, love and light. Those are two
and
different.
I challenge you guys because you know a lot of people are like, oh, I love myself, but when you look in the mirror, you actually have to say it to yourself. It feels weird until you really look in the mirror and be like, I love you. Mwah. Yeah, you know what I mean. So yeah, I love myself.
But it's better than the opposite. How did you get to this point of self-love and even self-like?
Self-love, self-like. I went through depression, and you know I'm from Mississippi, so it's like we don't talk about your business. You pray and shut up and go home. You know what I mean?
Depression, you know, like who's not sad around here?
Yeah, who's not sad? So and I thank God because I feel like I've already been through quarantine years before the quarantine, you know, where people actually are now going crazy because they got to deal with their monsters. So I dealt with that a long time ago. I went to therapy, got better, found out who I was, I fell in love with who I was, and I realized a lot of the stuff that I was still holding on to, it was from childhood. So I'll be on set ready to go on, and I'm just like, they don't knock on my door and say I'm the wrong guy. But that was coming from me being from my childhood thinking I wasn't enough. So I'm too big to be walking around here with my head held low. So we got to figure this out. So yeah, I went to therapy, and it really, really works. So I encourage people to go to therapy, get it out.
Listen, and stay up in there too, because you can't just.
Right, it don't take a couple of sessions to get all that crazy out. It's
you gotta.
Yeah, you can't be like, I went one time, I'm good. No.
You stay up in that thing a little bit.
Right.
Go back. Get the notes. Use the notes.
Yes, use all the notes.
Use the notes. So I wanted, because you mentioned the book, and I know that you put it out in time for Black History Month. Can you talk about My Little Black Book and what that?
Isn't that amazing? For the last 4 years, I have 4 books now. All of them highlighting little black,
really dope,
little brown babies. So this last one, my god baby Jacob, was on my shoulders. He just hurt himself in the pool. He was on my shoulders, and Jay was laying across my lap. And one of them, Jacob, said something about Martin Luther King, and he didn't really understand who he was. So I'm sitting there listening, I'm explaining to him, and look, they got interested. So I started typing on my phone, and sure enough, a book just came out during that, and it spun from the George Floyd week. Because I'm a mentor for Tina's Angels and Richard's Warriors. Miss Tina knows Lawson and Richard.
Oh, yeah.
Lawson. Yeah, so we were on the call, and it's like 80 faces on the Zoom, and they were crying, scared to be Black. The kids were just, I was crying, Miss Tina was crying. Everybody was just crying because it was a real time. And I woke up like, I'm not doing enough. And sure enough, the next day, Jacob was here, and you got the babies, Jade and Jacob. And I'm like, now I have to worry about how strong you can raise these kids. And showing them like, but also trying to teach them fear to it was just too much. So I'm like, I need to do something. So my little black book popped up, and it's literally an amazing history book where Skylar's going to be walking down the street and reminding us about all these amazing Black inventors. Like an airplane flies. He's like, yo, do you know Bessie Coleman was the first African-American female pilot,
Listen.
like things like that. Because we don't know stuff like that. Like Hidden Figures, I didn't know that stuff until I saw the movie. So big up to Taraji. Yeah. We don't know half of the stuff that I'm touching on. We don't know. So we got a lot of amazing things. Anthony Hemingway, I teamed up with him and a couple of other 6 Point Harness. We got Skin Deep coming out. That's the movie, the animation short. We're going up for an Oscar. Yeah. And then we got, so My Little Black Book as well is going to go into a series as well. So I'm really, really excited. So it's going to bring a whole bunch of other great historians out. So I'm excited. Good thing.
I love that. I really love that kids nowadays are getting to see so many different images of Blackness and possibilities. Like even with you saying like going for the Oscar and things like that, seeing that happen with Matthew Cherry, you know, like it's really dope.
You got one life, so go for everything you want, right? No shoulda, coulda, wouldas. Take heads off. If somebody get in your way, knock them down and keep it moving.
Hello.
But it really hit me like we don't know our histories and our lineages and who's who and where they come from. Like we don't know anything. So being able to just touch into that a little bit more and showing a little bit of these beautiful Black people who literally, if without them, the world would be a very dark place, literally, because we are involved with creating the first light bulb and everything. So
and more than that, because they, you know, they'll give us that. They'll bring up the peanuts and the this and the that, but there's so many things that Black
people amazing things
in this world that we still use and that we're still very much benefiting from. 3D movies.
Yeah, like all of these things. DNA stuff, like, whoo,
blows your mind. And it does make you emotional because you're like, wow, imagine trying to hide this. It's impossible, but they still be like, you know, even somebody told me, no, I actually saw it on a meme, which is hilarious, but they would do civil rights pictures in black and white to make it seem like it was a long time ago when they had colored pictures at that time. Like they exist, but they would, and I was like, is that right?
Wow. Yes, the traffic, like somebody said, traffic, like all that good stuff. Yeah. So and then things. Even with you, Danielle, even you sitting in this space and showing these babies that you can start your own stuff and like you're a whole situation yourself. You know what I mean?
Listen, so we're out here.
We out here and we ain't going nowhere.
This is the time of the do it yourselves, like, and to see it on grander scales, like Issa Rae and the being able to create from YouTube, and now, you know, just in the space, in HBO, in Netflix, in CoverGirl, it just across the board. So,
and then you got Cassie, like my sister Cassie. She started a talk show as well. Do it yourself. Jamel, he has a whole workout. This Jay Rambo hits. Everybody doing Monica Juice. Like you got to do it yourself. 2020, you should have been in a house like figuring something out and coming in 2021. You taking heads. You got a whole LLC and everything else. With that government money, it's only $800 to open an LLC.
Oh no, not the LLC with the stimulus check.
Yes.
But no, for real, like, because I know that this also is a very difficult time. It's just not like a complete world pause. But if you came out of that any different, like, then you've done a great thing. Yeah, because that was not the space to kind of just be like, I'm a pause and just wait for the world to play again, and then I'll play.
No.
Like Iyanla, I had Iyanla on here, and she talked about, you know how people were saying like December 21st, like the whole thing about Black people getting powers, but honestly, it was the winter solstice, and at a time like this, where we have already been sheltered in place, it became like, I guess, like the alignment, it became even more of the time for manifesting how you were going to be for the next, I forget the number, like 20 plus years or so. So like setting intentions, but like actually following through with that.
Following through with it.
Yeah, it wasn't like, oh, we just gonna get like a meteor shower and then like we're gonna have the super powers. It was like, no, like, what are you doing? How are you grounding yourself? And then growing within the time, going within. Growing through that space and then deciding how to continue to show up every day. Like that. And I was like,
all right.
Now I did a whole thing with it. I was like, I feel you. That's like really, really powerful to like set those intentions. I try to make sure I do that daily.
It's
Right?
all in here. All in here.
Right.
You create a playground. It's all in here.
This year has really given many of us at least that gift to even
Yes.
able to go within, for those of us that have had the opportunity and the privilege to do so, because I know that this is still also COVID and people
Yes.
losing their people.
Yeah.
But you know, it's still such a blessing to be able to have this time to like go inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you grateful for, Terrence, in your life? Like 3 solid things right now that just make you smile from the inside.
You want to hear something funny? You know, starting businesses and being an actor. And Jamel, my best friend, is going to be like, "Shut up, T." But I'm going to say it. Starting business, being an actor and stuff like that. There's some times where I had negative $20 in my account,
about the negative,
not being able to eat, so now I'm grateful every day, even when I'm able to like order DoorDash and not look at the price and tip them, like cool. Like I get excited about that. So
you said I start at 18%. It ain't a thing.
I'm like, no, we go down. I always hit other and be like, you don't get $3.
Wow, Terrence, I thought we were in a different bracket.
Hold on, because at the same time, I learned a lot how to budget, so you got to be smart. Right?
Oh, we ain't frivolous.
We got so DoorDash, like Jamel's like, oh my God.
Like, reel it back, I do pay attention to some of the listings on the itemized receipt.
So I'm grateful for DoorDash, and then also I'm grateful just for the Tina's Angels and Richard's Warriors, because I was one of those kids a long time ago, and I didn't have anybody to look up to. So being able to go in there and having Miss Tina and Mr. Richard being able to watch them how they give, and they don't have to do this stuff. And they're not going to like a school in Beverly Hills. They're going to like Figueroa, like towards Compton. They going to the real neighborhoods where we're from and educating these babies and getting them all kind of like all of them got MacBook Pros. And I'm like, do we get a computer too? But
I used to be in the program back in the day, and I was just wondering.
Well, I was like, yeah, I'm still, I'm a mentor. Do I get a computer? But anyway, so that, and then I'm grateful for just being able to dream every day. Every day I pull up, you know, Animaniacs. You remember that Animaniacs, the cartoon?
Oh, I was like, Animac?
Animaniacs, remember? So
yes, Animaniacs. I thought you meant like Miss Tina Turner anime.
Oh, no. No. So Animaniacs, being able to, I remember watching it. You see the WB tower. I'm like, oh my God, that's the WB lot. So now every Monday through Friday, I get to pull into the WB lot, park my car,
come full circle
in my space, and walk on that stage. I got a space with my Eli. It says Eli, but they know who it is. But being able to pull up and walk into that stage and just dream, and knowing that this is a time where a lot of people aren't working, and it's just a blessing, and I'm very grateful to every day to walk on there and tell real stories, but at the same time, it's a little black boy from Cleveland, Mississippi. So, yeah, so those are my 3 big grateful things that I'm really, really, really grateful and excited about.
Love that. Well, with all that you have going on as an actor and as an author and everything that you do, what do you deem success? Like, what does success look like for you? And has that changed over the years as you reach goals and reach dreams?
You know what? The success for me right now, every moment, when I first started reading the books, and one of the little, I read this, it happens all the time, but last week I was reading to Children's Hospital. It was like 16 different children's hospitals on there. And I read the She's, which is after my mother when she passed. It stands for Superheroes Every Day, because Black girls, women in general, you guys multitask on a different level, and you give so much love out. You guys give so much love out that you guys sometimes don't hold it enough for yourself. So being able to do that. So I'm reading the She's, right? And this little girl, her name was Fatima at the Lollipop Theater. So I'm sitting there and I'm reading it, and you got all these little babies that's been quarantined their whole life because they dealing with like illnesses, like real stuff. And at the end, I say, any questions? The little girl tapped and she put her hand up and she says, I'm a superhero now too. And she got that from the book. And I'm like, yes, you are, you know? And like every school I go to, KIP, the little girls or little boys at the end, how they wait till the end and they like, oh, I look like you look like me. Those are the best moments. That's what I deem as success right now. The Emmy is amazing, but being able to touch kids and flip that mental, but that's a whole, when you can actually affect somebody's mental and help them mentally, that's a whole nother level. So that's success. When you can actually, manipulate somebody's mental, that's a whole nother level. So,
and that's great. I hope that people think about it in that way, because I know a lot of folks that want to be actors want that for a specific thing, and that's okay to want whatever for whatever reason.
Yeah, the money and fame will come and go. If you want to be famous at this point, you can fall into the street and roll over and make a laugh.
It's open for everybody.
It's open for everybody. But it's like that stuff comes and goes. But I know once I leave this being or whatever this place is, I know my work will still be here helping babies, and that's the only thing I wish for.
Love that. Well, before we get you out of here, I do want to talk about, real quick, some of the shows that we've seen you in. And have you seen the Silhouette Challenge? You be out here.
Oh my God.
So Terrence has been in the Silhouette Challenge before any of us even seen it on the internet. If y'all have watched Bigger, you've seen this man in the Silhouette Challenge. But can you talk about that, like that show and what it means as far as representation and just because I love it, and I feel like not a lot of people have been talking about how good of a show this is.
The show is really, really amazing. What it brought, I was just excited to be a part of something like that because it reminds me of like The Living Single, like
Young, Black, and Sexy.
Yeah, and then it opened up my mental back to like those comedies when you came home and you was like, oh, cool, it's Thursday night. Even with Be Positive, it's like it's like, oh, it's Thursday night. It's a sitcom. You can hear the theme music. So that it really, really brought me back to the Living Single days and all those amazing, and Living Color. So it gives you that again. And then we have something coming up on Netflix called The Upshaws with Ken Fields, Jamel Simon, and Wanda Sykes and Mike Epps. Like those type of shows that give us that good comedy, like good home feel. So that's what Bigger gave to me. And just being a part of something like that was a blessing. So, it just opened the door to so many.
He playing it humble, but he was a whole sex symbol, y'all.
Oh my God. Yeah, so it was good. And then we got the motor as well. So I'm excited.
Look at him classy. Wow, classy. Love that for you.
Oh my God, yeah. So it just reminds me of all those amazing Black comedy shows that are coming back. And like I said, even for Be Positive, they didn't say, they could have been like, oh, cut your beard off. They was like, no, come just like you are, be who you are, and let's do this. So Bigger falls into that realm of the Living Singles and all that fun, good stuff. So I'm really, really, it was just so good.
What do you have that you are currently working on that you can share?
I got a lot of amazing things. I got, Kaylin, my amazing manager, and Rachel, they some beasts. I have an amazing team. I have the book, of course, my little black book, Drew Barrymore. I'm on the Drew Barrymore show. She's amazing. So I'm on that. So check your local listings. So that, and then today I dropped my fifth music video called Dirty Red. All those bad relationships that we getting out of. So that's on my page. You can actually check that out, Dirty Red. And then what? I got a couple of movies coming and Be Positive every Thursday night at 8:30 on CBS, right behind Young Sheldon. What it do, baby boo?
Look at you. He is working. Wow.
Yeah.
He got floral arrangements.
Yeah. The orchids.
We giving it to him.
Yeah. And then we got the merchandise and everything at icrownme.com. So
y'all make sure y'all get that. Make sure, I'm sure y'all are following him if you're already in here. So please support your boy. There's so many ways to do so.
Yes. And thank you for doing what you're doing and getting up here and using your platform, being so sexy and classy.
Stop.
Oh, not the shoulder. I love it. Pull that shoulder over a little bit more.
What?
I love it. Cool. And I got to send you some books. You getting books in, I'll send you a hoodie as well.
Look, send me all the things.
I'm going to send you all the things.
Send your single friends my way.
I'm going to send them all that way. They good people too.
6'1" and up.
Yeah, I'm 6'5.5", so I'm too tall for you, but it's good.
I feel attacked. It's a stressful situation right now. 6'5", Terrence. I feel a tear coming.
Tearing come on here with this green silk and be bashful. You got green silk on, the shoulder out.
Who you are. That's amazing for you. Wow. Life size.
Oh my God. I love it. You're crazy. I love it.
Life size. Well, we're going to talk.
Yeah, let's get it.
I slid in Terrence's DMs before he ignored them. But here I am.
What did you say? Because you apologized and it wasn't there.
So sorry.
Because it wasn't in the thing. Because it wasn't. You got to like look at all Instagram doing something.
I thought you could see it, so I was like,
no, I didn't see it. So I got the first one. It said something like, "I'm sorry." I'm like, "What did she say?" So
I'm so sorry because I had just watched Bigger.
Oh no. You probably got it all out. Like, what it do? I'm here.
What's that?
I'm wearing green tonight. What that?
No, it was smooth. It was actually smooth.
It was smooth. Okay, then you got to send it again. You got to send it again.
But yeah, I will copy paste it now that I have your attention.
Yes, send it, copy and paste it, because you deleted it real quick. Because I didn't see it.
I didn't though. I was like, he's seen it already. I think
I didn't see it. I would have said at least something back.
Okay.
Instagram got your back.
They had me out there, and I was like, wow, that was back. That was back when I watched that. Now I'm here for an interview. Hi. But it worked out. It worked out.
It did. So we're right here.
Gosh. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time, Terrence, and I loved meeting you. Make sure y'all are watching all the things that he's gonna be in, because you out here.
Yeah, we out here doing it. Make sure you slide in my DM so I can see your books. I was gonna say package, but you get it. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm very excited about that. Love that.
I love it.
I'll see you there.
All right. Y'all see how she got that shoulder out after that? I love it.
It's a professional interview, Terrence.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And tell your mama I said hello.
Oh, that's what I got to go back to. Let me go ahead and call her.
She's about to cuss you out in a minute.
Exactly. Bye, everyone.
Right, bye, y'all. Real with that, yeah.